Hi everyone, welcome to today's video, which is going to be a little different. I'm going to have a WIP parade presentation for you. And the reason I decided to do this is because I was thinking, starting in the beginning of April, that I wanted to start getting some finishes for my cross stitching. And if you watch any of the videos on my Stitch With Me channel here, you see that I have a lot of full coverage pieces and they're pretty big. And these are going to take me a while, years, I don't know, decades to finish. But I also have a lot of other patterns that are smaller, a lot more doable. So I decided to first catalog all of the patterns that I have. And I did that in a spreadsheet as well as a notebook that I have. Well, cataloging my patterns is only in a spreadsheet because I cataloged that I have 140 patterns. Now, this doesn't include magazines. I don't have a lot of printed magazines, cross-stitch magazines. I have a lot of digital. I think it's just cross-stitch might be the name of the magazine, where I get the digital copies. So I have the digital back copies also. And I do have a couple. I don't have too many. I think I have 2, maybe 3 of the Blackbird Design pattern books. So those have multiple patterns in them. And I just listed that once in my spreadsheet. So I have 140 different patterns, give or take. But what I'm going to present to you today is not 140 patterns. I'm just going to present to you the things that are currently WIP, so they're work in progress. And that means I have some stitches on the fabric or a stitch on the fabric. And let me just get started and I'll talk to you kind of about it. Some of them I have goals for. So part of this is that I took a look and I have 28 WIPs. 10 of them are full coverage pieces. 7 of them are Halloween pieces. And in my spreadsheet, it totaled up how many stitches. So in my WIPs alone, we're looking at about 2.8 million stitches. Now that's not exactly true, because if a design isn't cross stitch, or I'm sorry, if a design isn't full coverage, but let's say it's a 10 by 10, I automatically calculate that as 100 stitches, when in fact there might just be a couple stitches in that 10 by 10 block. Okay, so first I'm going to go for my full coverage pieces. The first full coverage piece is Farewell to Anger, artwork by Leonid Afromov, I think is how you say his name. I purchased the pattern from Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm stitching it on 18 count Aida using 2 strands of DMC. I am starting in the top left corner. I don't know if you'll be able to see might not be able to see my cursor when I make this, but I'm starting in the top left corner. And so right now it's just blues. I did get some green in there, so that was exciting, but 1.15% done on this one. And this one you have seen me stitch this on my channel. Road Travel Bookshelf, I think might be one of my full coverage with where I have the most completed. This is a big one. Road Travel Bookshelf by Amy Stewart, purchased from Heaven and Earth Designs on 18 count Aida, 2 strands of DMC. I think the way I'm going to do this is going to be by section. So for example, I'm starting in the bottom left corner, and that is a kind of a California San Francisco design. So I think I'm going to finish that whole section and then either move up or move to the right. Not sure yet, but again, another Amy Stewart design. This is Cosmic Marbles. On 18 count Aida with 2 strands of DMC. This is a restart. I started initially in the middle. You can see there's a red marble with the black heart in it. I think I was stitching it maybe on 22 count. Did not, yeah, that wasn't working out so well. So I decided to just go back to 18 count, top left corner start, 2 strands of DMC, lots of green, kind of over all the greens. So this one gets worked on, not as much because just the green. This is, I think it's pronounced Cinque Terre. I'm not sure. This is a Artisy design. It's for free in the Artisy Facebook group. This is a center start. Not much going on there so far. 18 count Ada with 2 strands of DMC. I really want to get back into this, but I think I have a feeling I messed something up. I miscounted in the middle, and I think what I need to do is I need to kind of maybe finish like a square and then just stitch in a more organized way. Right now it's just kind of all over the place, starting from the middle, and I don't like that. So transformations, oh, maybe this one has the most done as far as number of stitches. It's either this or World Travel Bookshelf, but this one I'm starting the top left. This is Transformations, artwork by Stephanie Kui-Mundlaw, Heaven and Earth Designs pattern. It's on 18 count, easy count Ada with 2 strands of DMC. And I think this one will be interesting because you see on the bottom, it's kind of like a wave. It's not a straight across. That'll be interesting, but then I'm not sure how I'm going to frame it or what I'm going to do. So I didn't think about that. We'll see what happens. This one is Fernando Tatis Jr. artwork from a wallpaper website using, so I downloaded this image that you see, and then I put it into the Pick-to-Pat website image converter. It basically, you upload an image to the website and it spits you out a PDF cross stitch pattern. And so I'm doing this on 18 count Ada with 2 strands of DMC. I started in the middle and then I kind of cross-countryed my way up to the top because I was interested to see how the software made the face look, because if the face didn't look good, I wasn't going to work on the entire thing. But I'm really pleased with how the face looks. The other thing that I think I like about this, and I'm going to like about this, is the image itself is kind of more of a graphic image versus a photo. So I think that allows for the colors, even if the colors are off a little bit, it's going to be okay because of the graphic nature. I don't even know if that's the right terminology, but you get what I'm saying. It's more of a modern graphic design versus a photo. So I put this away, but I think I'm going to start working on this again now that baseball season is starting up again. This is one of my more recent starts. I think probably the last one. Love this design, Sweet Isabella. Artwork is by Jasmine Beckett Griffith from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is on 18 count Ada with 2 strands of DMC starting in the top left corner. I love this design because she is kind of representing the Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, which is on November 1st. And my daughter is born November 1st, and her middle name is Isabella. And so I just thought this was a great design to do, and absolutely adorable character. So, all right. Next is Bougainvillea Bloom, artwork by John Powell, Heaven Earth Designs, 28 count even weave, I'm doing 1 strand of DMC over 1. Now I started this and then put this one as well as the next one you'll see, put them both away for a while because I was having a really difficult time seeing the 28 count or being able to see and stitch on the 28 count even weave. It was just too small for me. I have since purchased a magnifying light from Amazon. Previously, I tried all the different things. I tried like the headlamp, I tried book lights, I tried just a light. I have an OT light, and none of those really worked well enough for me. The headlamp didn't work for me really well because I wear glasses also. So having my glasses and that tight headlamp just wasn't working out. So I since purchased this light, and it's great. I can see. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is I'm not really sure how to use the magnifying lamp plus have my camera in there recording to do a stitch with me. So these 28 counts, this one and the next one, I haven't done stitch with me's on because I'm still trying to figure out that tech portion of it. This one is Catch a Falling Star, artwork by Josephine Wall, purchased by Blackbird Designs. Again, 28 count even weave on 1 strand of DMC, or 1 strand DMC on 28 count even weave. And this is a bottom left corner start. It's possible that percentage might be wrong, but it doesn't really matter. This was the first cross stitch design I ever purchased, but I purchased it from Amazon and I had to wait to receive in the mail. So this is actually the second cross stitch pattern I started. This is Japanese Garden. It's a Dimensions Gold Collection kit. The designer of it is Sung Kim, and it's actually on a 16 count light blue Aida. I took this photo at night, so the light kind of is blowing it out. But it's 2 strands of DMC and it's a top left corner start. This is actually a restart. I'm not sure why I restarted, but restart on the same fabric I had originally started in the middle. So yeah, this has kind of been put away. I'm not sure why. I really want to get this one done because it was one of the first ones. It was the first project I ever purchased. So I started stitching in 2019. So I purchased this, started it in the middle. For some reason, I had to restart it. I don't know, but there you go, that one. Okay, those are all my full coverage pieces. And technically, this one is not exactly full coverage. I think there's some places in the sky where there are no stitches and the fabric's light blue. So I think portions of the light blue sky, but for the most part, most of it's full coverage. So I just put it there. All right, I have 2 long dog samplers I'm currently working on. This first one, Scarlet Ribbons. 28 count even weave, 2 strands of DMC 321 over 2. I was pretty excited. I almost have a full first page done. Or I'm definitely, and then this is going to the second page, but I was excited to work all the way across the top, just so I get an idea of how big this is. The even weave I'm using is very floppy. Not really in love with it. We'll see though. We'll see. It'll be fine. Pandemic on 18 count white Aida using Sulky, 12 weight Sulky, 1112. The colorway is royal purple, but it looks like a navy blue. It kind of looks like what the photo looks like, a navy blue. This is a year. Okay, so now this is my 1 monthly series I've currently started. This is a year celebrations by Hands On Design. I'm stitching this on 32 count dirty Belfast linen. I'm not a big fan of Belfast, I realized, but this is a huge piece of fabric and I'm going to get these done. 2/2 using DMC. My April goal is to complete January and April. And so in May, I want to do February and May, March, no, and then June, do like March and June. And then for July, do July and August. So then in August, I will be able to display August while I work on September and October. But this is my start. As you can see in the January, it's just the top left corner. All right, so now again to Halloween. I told you Halloween was my favorite holiday, and fall my favorite season. So that's why I have a lot of these started. But I definitely want to finish some of these. So like this pattern, for example, when in the beginning, when I told you I had around 2.8 million stitches, like this one, when I calculated it, it obviously calculated every single section as being a stitch, but in reality, there's a lot of empty space. So I definitely have less than 2.8 million stitches, but just kind of an estimate, I guess. So this is Black Cat by Bantam Chantilly on 28 count tea-dye Monaco. I dyed it myself, and I'm stitching it 2/2 using DMCs. I'm not too sure which way this is supposed to be on the fabric, so this photo might be upside down. I think it's the right way. I think this is kind of like a middle start, so like the bottom of the cat's belly maybe, or somewhere there, somewhere in the cat. This is Hickety Pickety, which is not necessarily Halloween. It doesn't, it's fall. It's got pumpkins and what looks to be like a little witch on it. So I'm calling it Halloween. It's designed by Brenda Gervais. I'm stitching it on 32 count vintage country mocha Lugana, using the fancy floss 1/2. And you can see kind of in this photo, I have some of the fancy floss there. And I think where I am on this, I think that is the roosters. Like, see, the brown is the like harness that's on that rooster. I think that's a rooster, right? Because it has a thing on the top of its head. So this one's fun. I'm not sure if I'll finish it as a pillow though. I don't know. I'm still undecided. I like the look of the pillow, but that seems like a lot of extra work to make a pillow. We'll see. All right, Nightmare Before Christmas stitch along. This is not the photo. I couldn't find a photo of the finished thing, but basically it's a design where there's a big house and then there's little boxes. You can see I've already completed one of the boxes, but anyways, there's just boxes, and then in each box there's a different character's face. So I'm stitching this on 28 count tea-dyed Monaco. I dyed it myself. I used the tutorial by the Stitching with the Housewives, their tutorial on coffee and tea dyeing, and I tea dyed my own Monaco. And I'm doing this 2/2 using DMC. My goal is to complete the outline of it. All right, so this one is my WIP that I think I'm the furthest along. This is Never Mind the Witch. It's designed by the Primitive Hair. I am stitching it on the called for fabric, which is also by the Primitive Hair. It's a 30 count fabric called Bolin, and I'm doing 2 strands of 310 over 2. My goal for April is to finish this because it's only 310. Like, I don't have any, obviously there's no color changes. I think I can do it. I also think, well, I don't know what, but speaking of 310, I just recently purchased a cone of 310 from Joann Fabrics. So I'm excited about that. I might start using it and then save some of the rest of like the skeins of 310 I have for any travel stitching I do. But yeah, now I have enough 310 to finish this and many other ones. Spooky Countdown. This one's kind of funny because, again, a design by the Primitive Hair, and I'm stitching it on 30 count Old Salem, which is a fabric from the Primitive Hair, 2 strands DMC over 2. I actually started this twice, and I don't remember why I started it twice, but I think I started the top and then the bottom. So in this photo, I'm showing you one edge. I don't know if this is the correct or if the other. Anyways, this is why I shouldn't put away projects without having any good notes or anything, because then I don't remember what I was doing. But I think this is the top of the design. But it would be nice to work on this and get this or get some of my Halloween ones done for not for Thanksgiving, for October. This is another one. I'm calling it Halloween. I guess not really Halloween, but this is Universal Monster Stitch Along. So this is a design by the Witchy Stitcher. It's on 16 count Country French Cafe Mocha Ada, 2 strands of DMC. I am starting in the middle. You can see the little money there and the cat. I'm starting in the middle. And so my goal is to complete this square. It's on 16 count Ada, just using DMC. Like, that should go by quickly. But actually for this design, I think there are also some extra pieces. Like, I think the moon was kind of extra. And I want to say there's extra characters you can put in, but I don't know if I'm going to put the extra characters because I think that'll require me to do different things. I don't know. There's a Facebook group, the Witchy Stitcher has a Facebook group, I think, where people have put in their different takes on this design. So maybe I'll take a look. But anyways, I can just get the middle section done and that's fine. All right. This is Witchy Dreams. I want to say this was a stitch along by Barbara Anna Designs last fall, so 2021. I'm stitching it on 32 count Cocoa Linen by Weeks Dye Works, 2 strands of DMC. As you can see in the photo on the left, I've circled in teal what I stitched. Basically, almost nothing. But I love Barbara Anna Designs, and I need to just get some of them done. One of the reasons I really love this design, besides that it's an adorable witch, but she has a little cat there on her hat, and I thought the cat's super cute. All right, now I'm into my samplers. I love the look of samplers. When I first started cross-stitching, so it was 2019, and I bought my first Dimensions kits, 2 of them. I'll show you the second one comes up later. But then I kind of put it away for the holidays of 2019, and then 2020 happened, and 2020. So I was at home watching a lot of Flosstube, and that's when I remember Kitten Stitcher was one of the ones who I started watching, and she has beautiful samplers. And so I fell in love with samplers and purchased a lot of fabric and a lot of samplers, sampler patterns, not actual samplers, but I started but didn't really finish any at all. And so I want to get some of these samplers done. This one is Christmas Rose by Blackbird Designs. I'm stitching on 36 count Cecil by Seraphim Fabrics, 2 strands DMC over 2. I think like a longer term goal for this would be to have it done for the holidays and have this on my mold, because look at I love everything about this design. Those reindeer and those cardinals, wonderful. So it's not that big of a sampler, so I think a finish by the holidays of this year is very doable. This one, maybe a finish by next spring. Merrily, merrily, we welcome spring. Again, Blackbird Designs, 36 count Oaken by Picture This Plus, 2 strands of DMC over 2. Metal start. I don't even know where this is. The yellow flower, I think kind of somewhere right here by that house, maybe. I can't tell where that flower is at. I'm pretty sure it's a metal start, but oh yeah, I think the flower, and then this is the roof of the house to the right. I'm not sure. This one's not going to be a priority for me to get done anytime soon. I just don't think I will. Hannah Carter, 1838, designed by Shakespeare's Peddler. Stitching on 30 count vintage country mocha Belfast using the called for Gloriana. Actually, this isn't the called for color. I'm doing pewter dark. I think it's supposed to be a darker color, but I think when I went to go buy the thread, it didn't have the right color. I think maybe. Something about this definitely drew my attention. I'm not sure what it was necessarily, but we'll see. Not necessarily in a hurry to work on this one. Summer Quakers, designed by Rosewood Manor, 28 count light mocha fabric linen using the Valdani threads. My thoughts on this are, I love the colors. I feel like this is a slow stitch, so I need to set some goals, maybe just going like one little motif at a time, because with those Valdani threads, I don't know, there's a lot of color changes, and I'm not sure how I feel about where this is going to work into my rotation. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm starting in the top left, so that's like not even that many stitches. Oh, I missed one. Okay, Christmas at Hawthorne Hollow. It is on 18 count tea-dyed Ada. I hand-dyed myself, and I'm starting in the middle, that middle square. I really like the look of the Hawthorne Hollows. I really want to work on the Halloween one. Not sure why that wasn't the first one I bought, but I don't want to buy the Halloween one until I finish this Christmas one. So my April goal is to finish that square that I'm currently working on. Okay, this was the first kit I worked on. So I first purchased the Japanese garden, but I purchased it from Amazon, but it was coming third party. I don't know. I just remember it was going to take me a while. So I went to a big box craft store, and this was the DMC or the Dimensions kit that I saw that I liked. And it is mason jar lineup on 14 count Ada. April goal just to work on it a little, get some stitches done. I think it stalled because I had a miscount somewhere in there. but I think it's a cute design, and I'd like to get it done so I can have it displayed somewhere. And 14 count Ada, that should go by quickly. This is a small. This is Pop's Filling Station by Little House Needleworks. I love Little House Needleworks designs. I have a few of their patterns because they're just so cute. So this is on 30 count Portobello. I don't really like this fabric. It's very, it's not very dense. Is that the right word? It's kind of loosely put together. I don't know. But I'm doing it with DMC, so 2 strands of DMC over 2. I don't really have a goal to finish this by, anytime soon. Maybe by the holidays. I don't know. We'll see. Walking on the Beach by Roveris. I don't know how to say that. 28 count antique white Monaco, 2 strands of DMC over 2. The antique white Monaco is kind of a yellow, so I thought it would look kind of like sand. And I was thinking of making this as a gift. So maybe long-term goal, get this done by the holidays this year. Not much done. So that's just the base of the lighthouse that you see there. All right, thanks for watching my WIP parade today. You can find me also on Instagram over at Stitching Daily, and there's my email address. If you're interested in receiving a copy of the spreadsheet or seeing how I have any of my patterns and WIPs organized, leave a comment or reach out to me and let me know. Thanks.